All right, the next signing we have up here is the other player that Idaho got from Westland High School is Gus Donnerberg. He is a 6'4", 215-pound tight end. His 3-star recruit. Patrick, what are your thoughts on Gus Donnerberg?
Yeah, the first thing that you see when you watch his highlight tape is like, whoa, ball skills. He can go up and get the ball, and it is impressive. He goes and gets it outside of his frame, and he just catches everything. Uh, I just I love when guys go get the ball with their hands. I think that's something that is a very underrated trait when it comes to looking at receivers and especially tight ends. Just ball skills. That's what Hayden Hatton was so elite at, is those ball skills, just going and get it. And I like that Idaho was targeting guys that have kind of that similar trait. Um, Another thing you notice is he's one of the most athletic like tight end recruits I've ever seen. Like, dude is so fast for a tight end. To me, he just looked like a receiver. Like, he looked like a big physical receiver to me. But he blocks really well too. Like, he's only 215 pounds at 6'4", so he's a little skinny. He's gonna need to put on some weight for you know to be a better blocker and blocking tight end in college. But like in high school, he laid the boom in the block. Like, he would just knock dudes out in the blocking department, especially like outside linebackers and up in the second level. He dominated, man. It's surprising to see that from more of a skinny type tight end. Uh, but I think he's one of those guys that's just big time playmaker at tight end, and I'm super excited to see that. I think he's gonna be a guy that tries to put some weight on these first year or two, and then he's probably going to be a staple in the offense type guy that never comes off the field.
Oh yeah, 100% agree. And I think probably I know this is kind of comparing him. Maybe I'm just thinking just kind of off of what you said about his height and speed. He's kind of sounds like a TJ Ivy type, just kind of based off of what you're describing with the speed and size. But yeah, that's just kind of what my initial thoughts and reactions are to hearing you talk about someone like Gus Donnerberg.
Yeah, and Bryan in the comments kind of hit something that I was thinking about too. Like, he to I wrote he looks like a receiver. Like, he plays tight end, but when he runs his routes and you know when he's catching the ball and running after the catch, he looks like a receiver. And the last kind of guy that came in as a tight end turned into a receiver, good old Hayden Hatton. So I don't know. You never know. I think Gus is going to be one of those dudes that's a staple in Idaho offense for years to come.
Oh yeah, 100% agree with that. Is there any other final sort of thoughts you want to talk about for Gus right now, or?
No, man. He just looks very well rounded, and he's a big play threat. And it's just fun to see from the tight end spot, like a guy like Gus that brings so much in the passing game. Because I think a lot of times with tight ends, it's a lot of, oh, he's a frame and he can go catch the ball, but you got to develop him. He's one of those guys that has all those ball skills and the agility already right now.
He just needs to kind of work on, like, kind of,
Um,
even said he kind of work on the blocking stuff a little more. Oh
well, like,
yeah, sorry, go
you know,
ahead.
oh shoot, sorry, you cut out on my end. I thought you stopped.
So yeah, I think kind of like the other. I think the other guy I was kind of thinking is no free advertisement. Dang it. It's he does kind of come across. He does kind of seem more with all these tight ends that Idaho are signing now in this class. It definitely seems like there might be more of a focus to maybe two tight end, two wide receiver sets, or three tight end sets. Give them some versatility to maybe have two tight ends with their hands in the turf and one split out wide to kind of give more of that physicality out there.
Mm-hmm.
It definitely seems more. Definitely starting to see the SDSU type of South Dakota State kind of recruits and style starting to really shine through at Idaho.
And I'm gonna hit on Bryan's comment. Of the tight end signees, who looks the most likely to play early. I think Gus is probably who I would first think of most of these guys. A lot of them are coming in, tall, skinny, big frame, but aren't don't have that size to be a big time blocker. I think Gus, he's already I think he's 215, 220, something like that. He'll need to put on some weight, but I think he has more of the receiver potential, like a dude that could come in sort of an Alex Moore-ish role where he split out wide as a receiver and used it as a big target. I think most of this tight end class is going to be guys that sit on the shelf for a year or two. But if someone was going to play as early as next year, I think it would be Gus. He just looks the most polished to me.
And speaking of, again, as always, Tubbs Club is brought to you by Snake River Stampede Whiskey and Hughes River Expedition. Going to kind of Brian's question earlier about, so is this an SRS entry level or a 1915 small batch signee? I would be honest, I'm going to probably lead to more of the SRS entry level, but that's just my opinion. I'm not the whiskey expert, Mr. Brian Marceau. Other than that, Patrick, you have any final thoughts you want to talk about for Gus, or are you ready to move on to our next signing?
If I'm just basing this on like a celebration level, I would say he's a 1915 small batch type guy. I'm really excited for Gus. I think he's gonna be he's gonna be a dude type of I think he has a ceiling of an all conference type player.
Oh yes, 100% agree. And with that, we're moving on to our next recruit.